We're Angelo and Ylsa, a couple of out-of-work theater producers from Western New York. We are exploring the South with no particular destination, along with our 3 children in a 15-year-old shuttle bus. Subscribe and join us on the Inspire engine and see what adventures lie ahead.
So we're here at Christopher's Speedy Lube.
So this is cool.
This is cool. It's just drive-through oil change.
Am I okay over there? Am I gonna bang my
You're okay on this
window?
side. You're okay. And they're watching too.
Okay.
This is really fun. Just listen to his instructions.
Am I good? With their hands. Okay. He's Italian. I'm Swedish.
Really?
I speak with my hands.
You just threw him under the bus.
Yeah. I got a bunch of mixed kids back there too. Swedish Italian babies.
Where y'all headed to?
Everywhere.
Do what?
Everywhere.
How'd you end up winning? There's no calendar, anything to advertise winning. Did y'all go to the beach?
No,
There's a beach too?
You haven't been to the beach yet?
It's not
No.
that impressive.
Not impressive, but
I mean,
okay.
I have kids back there.
hey, 21 miles down the road, here's the beach. You'll dead end into the beach. And if you go across to the ferry, then you go to Galveston, they got Ferris wheels and everything over there.
Oh my gosh. We were going to go to Galveston, but we didn't know how much hurricane damage there was. So we went up here.
No.
Really? These guys are friendly.
Yeah.
Where's your model?
2005 Ford E350 Econoline. And we do not want synthetic.
Yes, ma'am.
We want the regular oil. This is really cool. There's nothing like this where we live.
No?
No, like you can't sit in your car and like experience this.
No, you drop it off and come back.
Yeah. This is just a gas engine, right?
No, diesel.
It's diesel.
It's a diesel. Is that okay?
It's fine. It's fine.
He was surprised, the 4-speed diesel.
Yeah, we can't go very fast.
Yeah, it's a 6.0. Okay.
We don't go very fast because the 6.0s are prone to failing.
Yeah.
So we go slow.
Oh, with the miles you have on
Be careful.
you've been lucky. So.
Don't hurt yourself up there. I only have Band-Aids.
What a pleasant experience.
We got lemon cake and bottled water while we sat inside our car chatting with the mechanics while they did our oil change.
They were so friendly. It was so nice. And it was like $200 cheaper than it would have been to do it in New York.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
We've got fresh oil.
Take the next left onto West Walnut Avenue, then turn right onto Texas 124 South.
Fresh oil.
Highly recommend if you're ever in Winnie,
Christopher's
Texas.
Speedy Lube.
Christopher's
Sure,
Speedy
just one.
Lube.
I wonder which guy
In
was
Winnie,
Christopher.
Texas.
Is that the
I think the older
gentleman
one.
we talked to?
But I mean, Christopher could have been his dad or something even. Who knows? Who knows how long they've been in business?
Should we be going to Galveston?
Yeah, we should. So the guys, I think you saw that they recommended we go through Galveston and check out the
I'm gonna
beaches.
pull over for a minute. So the beaches are gonna be on that side.
And there's a ferry
Take another
we can take during the day.
Ah,
But it'll be during the day and the kids will love that.
the ferry.
And he said that dolphins follow alongside of the boat.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So
All right,
that'll be
so
cool.
let's look that up. Where are we going? Let's go look up
All right.
Galveston and figure out how to get there.
There's Houston, Texas, off on the horizon.
There's a
Exciting.
speed trap ahead.
Thanks for the heads up. We will be pulled over for not speeding.
I'm pretty excited to go to Houston. It wasn't in our original plan. Not that we had much of a plan anyway.
Take exit 773 for US 90 alternate to North Wayside Drive.
We're going to see my friend Keelin. She just happened to text me. Like, she must have sensed I was close because she texted me when we were in Louisiana. And she said, we should really catch up sometime, like schedule a Zoom or something to catch up. And I said, how about we catch up in person? We're only 4 hours away. So that's what's happening. I'm excited. But the traffic got a little slow on the way. We are traveling right at 5 o'clock because we forget. We're from a smaller town where you don't have to worry about rush hour. There's the skyline.
Wow, the skyline is cool. Can't see it on the camera from here, but we'll turn the camera around when we get closer.
So we're going to pass the last few minutes here of driving with some of our thoughts. We were just having a discussion about if you want to do this yourself, if other people want to try this, some suggestions we could give you. Because we thought we had a pretty good setup, but if you're going to do it, you have to do a trial run.
You gotta.
You have to do a trial run and you have to go for a week, not just a weekend, but you have to do it for a week.
At least a week trial run, and don't pack for a week, pack for a year, or pack for at least a month or two. Our first trial run was for 3 days, and it seemed pretty easy. It was great, but we didn't bring all of our clothes. So our first trial run was for like 3 days or so. And we learned a couple things that we knew we wouldn't want. It was easy enough to do an air mattress every day, but we knew we wouldn't want to do that long term. So that was something that we learned from that trip.
Yeah, we were blowing up the air mattress every night, and then in the morning converting it back to a table, and then nighttime would come and we'd have to set up the beds. And I'm like, this could get old if we did this for a long time. Now, if you're traveling and you're driving for 10 hours and then you're staying somewhere for a week and you can just leave it set up, that's not such a big deal. But we had to convert everything back and forth because we were using our bus during the day, even though we were parked. So there's a lot of factors you want to consider, like how long you're going to drive. If you're going to drive every couple of days and you have to transform your bed back into seats. Like for us, we have to do that because we have kids, so we have to transform the bed into seats so it's safe and legal for them to be riding. So we knew we didn't want the air mattress to be our regular bed. And also air mattresses can pop, even the good ones, and then you're sleeping on a piece of plywood or whatever, which would not
Or
be
just
fun.
the ground of your bus, especially in the cold. It's not fun.
That wouldn't be fun at all.
So we knew that was something we wanted to change, but we didn't realize how little storage we had because we each had a duffel bag or less, you know, of clothing for just a 3-day weekend. Once we each had a big giant, basically suitcase, and plus schooling materials, plus winter clothes because it might get cold, plus, you know, all of, and food, you know, months worth of food.
And our convenience items. And I take a lot of supplements and vitamins, and that is like a little suitcase, you know, all by itself.
It's a pretty big suitcase.
But I'm healthy as a horse, man.
But yeah, so once we packed all of those things, we hit the road. We didn't have time to change anything. We were running behind
schedule due to life circumstances, and we wanted to just get going. And I could tell some of it. I knew we didn't have enough cabinetry or little tiny shelf spaces. Like every little shelf or cranny that you can make into a place to put things is very convenient. Just
and
for
we don't have enough of
things,
those.
like your scissors or nail clippers. I mean, stuff winds up, if you don't have enough little crevices to hide stuff, it falls on the floor and then it's lost forever. Or it's very complicated to dig it out. When we first started, we were building the bed every night, but we also were having to move all the luggage every night. We'd have to put the bed on top of another bed and all the luggage on top of that, and then at night when we would stop to sleep, we'd then have to undo it all. And I was exhausted with it after just a couple of days. I'm like, I don't like this. So we completely changed that on the trip. We decided to figure out a way to store the luggage where it doesn't have to move. It just stays there. And so that meant we switched the beds around a little bit.
So instead of the little kids sleeping on the bunk bed underneath and Raya sleeping on the top bunk, the bottom bunk is where we call that our wardrobe now. That's where we keep all of our luggage. And we convert the dinette where the kids actually sit during the day when we're driving. We convert that into a bed. It's much easier to just convert that into a bed and not have to move all the luggage around as well. Once we decided to do that, it became a total game changer.
It did. It was way more comfortable.
The next big game changer was when we decided the kids, if they want to, they can sit on the bed while we're driving and just still be buckled in. They're comfortable that way, and now we don't have to turn the bed into, we don't have to convert to driving mode every single time we drive. That's what we're calling it, is travel mode and park mode when the bed was down or up. Now it's just always a bed unless the kids really want to be able to sit in a regular seated area.
They might not be comfortable for longer trips sitting that way. I know I wouldn't like that, to have my feet straight out or sit.
But we've mostly been traveling only like an hour or two at a time lately anyway.
Now the next week or so, we will probably do some longer stretches.
They might want to change it.
Transfer it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay. But we're doing longer trips, and we're not having to do it every couple of hours. Switch it back and forth every couple hours. It's going to be a lot more convenient.
But I think our big recommendation here is you don't have to have it perfect before you go on your your
maiden voyage?
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. The phrase wouldn't come to me. The maiden voyage is where you're going to learn. So you might think like, oh, I've thought of everything, but you won't. Don't spend the time on all the detail until you've done it once. And then take notes and make your plan, get grounded, and change those things to how you like it. Like get it so it seems good enough, and then revamp it after you've experienced it. Because there's some things that we thought were going to be perfect, and now have a whole new plan, and it's something we didn't think of before. We did a lot of brainstorming and a lot of different ideas and thought we'd thought of everything, and we did not. We've come up with some new things that I think are really going to be pretty cool, and also allow us to have space to allow our daughter to bring a friend, which I think would make the trips a lot more fun for her.
Yeah, we thought we could do that before. If you watch our first episode, you'll see that I talk about how the little kids are sleeping in the bottom bunk, Raya's sleeping on the top bunk, and we can always convert the dinette into a guest bed. And I called it a guest bedroom.
But then
we would have no place to store any of our clothes.
Luggage stuff. So we're thinking of kind of basically that idea of having the guest bed still, but making bigger cabinets over the bed.
Yep.
And I always thought the cabinets were too small. I always did. But Angela put so much work into them that I just
they were really too small.
I couldn't be too cruel about this project. They were well crafted, but it's nice for like a little medicine cabinet maybe. So we might take those covers that are above the bed and put them over the sink, because our spices and stuff that we store over the sink fall out regularly and go rolling around.
Yep.
And it's really annoying. So we might want to put cupboards above the sink that actually close, and then building more like lockers that are above the beds. And instead of using our duffel bags, we'll actually just use the cupboards for our clothing. We don't have to bend over and dig and shuffle and make a mess. And I kind of want to figure out how to have a laundry system. Like right now, we've got a good 2 weeks of laundry. Is it 2 weeks about?
I think so.
And it's a lot of laundry. And luckily my clothes don't get too smelly, but stuff gets dirty and sandy and smells like campfire, and it's time. We need to do some laundry, and I've got it sorted, and right now it's just shoved in the hallway. It's just shoved there, and there's no place to really store the dirty clothes. So we need to figure out how to, you have to think about stuff like that, and it's one of those things we didn't really know until we experienced how many clothes would accumulate that we need to wash. We've got 5 people in here. One good tip was using the scented bags, like scented Glad garbage bags.
That's
nice. Then you don't have to smell dirty clothes. But there's the equivalent of like 2 bags full right now, just really blocking the aisle.
Kitchen-sized garbage bags full of laundry.
We were gonna go to the laundromat today, but we wanted to just get to Keelin's house, so we decided to do that tomorrow. And that's one thing too we learned. One of the tips was when someone invites you to stay at their house, do not ask to come inside. Don't ask to use their washing machine or their bathroom. You need to figure out how to be self-contained so you're not an annoying guest.
Yeah, you want to be invited back. You know, if you don't ask for an extension cord or a hose or to use their shower, if you're literally just parked in front of their house and they didn't notice the difference. Wow, yeah.
You okay back there?
then they're more likely to say, yeah, we'd love to have you come back, because it's really like just having a neighbor.
Yes.
You know, it's not, you know, when we stayed at Dave and Evie's house in Florida, they volunteered to give us an extension cord, and I said, no, we have solar panels, and they said, no, don't bother, just use our, you know, so they insisted that we use their extension cord, but that was it. We'd never entered their house once. They didn't feed us, we didn't expect them to make us meals, we didn't use their bathroom. Well, actually, they had a porta potty outside anyway.
And they did welcome us to use
And they welcomed us to use the porta potty.
Nice.
Yes, but we would, if they didn't have that, we wouldn't. We have our own porta potty right in here, so we wouldn't have needed to do that either. We just might have had to pull out, you know, a day earlier to go find a place to dump it.
Bell Street, then your destination.
Oh my gosh, we're here.
Okay.
All right, Logie, we have a surprise for you, honey.
What is it?
Come here, Benny. Just get to.
You gotta be looking at.
No, he doesn't have to look. I'll just. Ready, Logie?
He's a little...
Ready, Logie?
Logie, want to see your surprise?
Yeah, what is it? My bell sack!
It took a second to register.
Where was it?
It was in the dresser.
We didn't leave it in New Orleans. We found it.
Where was it?
We just put it behind all the clothes.
It was under Raya's bed. So we didn't lose it after all.
Yay!
Aren't you happy?
Oh my god, that made this so a little bit.
Oops. Does that
I do like his face. He's not like making like this big excited reaction, but you can see it in his face in the
You
close-ups.
should have got my reaction when I found it. I was like,
I
I
know.
saw the post staff. I think I cried a few tears.
She did.
He's so, I knew it.
I think she's more excited about the fact that we found
Really
the both
sad.
staff than
Did you forget when I
than
opened
Logie
it?
is.
Yeah. Oh, we did? I was wondering if
That's
you
why I
would.
pulled.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Hi, Cooper. Really fun.
He's pushing.
Drink myself. Really tough.
You did it! You're leaning over, making a pee.
That was better. I'm gonna get it. It's hard, Patty.
No, that's where the poop is. Are you kidding me?
Why don't you do it, Patty?
I don't know
I
how.
don't either, obviously.
Give me the ring.
I need balls.
Stop! You're gonna let it on the poop.
Can we pick up poop?
I-45 for 2 miles.
there's Austin's
Houston.
Houston. There's Houston skyline. Had a nice time in Houston visiting Ylsa's best friend from high school,
Yes.
Keelin. That was a really, really pleasant visit.
We got to meet her fabulous husband, Julio.
Yes,
We approve of you, Julio. Good job, Keelin.
Julio's a keeper. We got to try some of the local fare, all from the comfort of Keelin's front yard.
Yes. They let us park in their driveway where it was nice and flat.
Yeah,
We kind of got stuck and damaged our back porch.
and I rebuilt it.
Even better than before.
Yes, build back better.
Wow, you might want to get some of the city.
Yeah, I'm going
right
to.
here. Now we're going by the big part of the city.
That's cool. I wish you're going on that bridge up there. Even better view.
Cleveland?
I think with most cities, especially right now in this point in history, I'm just as happy, if not happier, to just drive by and see the skyline than to actually just go into the city and, you know, be close to all those people.
I agree with you.
So it was a good time in Houston. Our next stop was gonna be Austin to visit my best friend from high school, Eric.
Oh, I have to merge again. Really? Well, this is a
West on I-45 north.
okay. Oh God, I'm not going in. Oh, once again I did it. Now where does he think he's going? Really? The
We're
lean
just gonna
in.
zip up there and just squeeze in.
Well, wants to be behind me because I'm gonna make you go slower somehow. Well, everyone's going 15 miles an hour. Come on. I think drivers are so goofy. Like, what are you in such a hurry for?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference if you're in front of me or behind me.
So Eric is feeling under the weather. He texted me this morning and said it's probably a good idea to not visit this time around.
Straight to stay on I-45.
But he'll be in Jamestown in October. He said don't be gone. We'll see. We'll see, Eric.
Straight to stay on.
We'll probably drive
I
through
think it'd be
Texas
cool to
before
see
then anyway.
Austin. Like, I'd really like to see Austin.
I would too. I've heard it's a really cool artsy
place. Yeah.
city.
But this trip, we're kind of pushing it to get home for Christmas. That's the goal at this point. We're still going to try to squeeze in a few more stops. But pretty much after this next stop, we're going to be heading north again. We're going to be heading back
Yep.
home.
But since we're still in Texas, my best friend from college, Elenix, lives in San Antonio. And as soon as she heard that we were in Texas, she says, "No, you gotta come see me. You can't come another time. You gotta come now. I want to see your faces." She insisted that we come to San Antonio.
Here we go to
We're only a couple hours away from her, so we're gonna go visit the famous, the infamous, the amazing Elena. And I'm so excited.
12 years since you've seen her.
Yeah, 12
Maybe
years.
11 years.
Well, Raya was a baby. Our 12-year-old daughter was a baby.
It's been a decade since we've seen her.
Yeah.
Good to meet our kids in person now.
She's never met either of our little children. And yeah, she's wait till you see her. She's
It's fun.
yeah. She's a thing in and of herself. And she's a whole thing. Like, she's larger than life, just this great personality. Love her. Can't wait to see her. She also happens to be the mother of my first dog. If you can say it that way. Foxy, my baby girl, rest her soul. I wouldn't have her if it wasn't for Elena. I'll tell you that story someday.